So hi guys, we have Aastha Nayak in front of us today. Aastha got an all-India rank 16 in CLAT 2024, and I'm really proud of you, Aastha. And thank you so much for sparing some time and coming to 12 minutes to CLAT. I'm sure you would have your 12th exam as well, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir. Going
Right?
on
And
right now.
you came after an exam, ना? आप कुछ exam देकर यहाँ पर you've come, right?
Actually, I had maths prelim today.
Oh my God. So I think I'll
Mm.
not take a lot of your time, but now
Mm.
you would know that a lot of people are going to look after you. They're going to obviously see as to what Astha did, how did she start, and how did she improve overall throughout the journey. So we would definitely would like to know about your journey from the starting. तो जनरली लोगों का यही
Mm.
एक डाउट होता है कि जब आपने स्टार्ट किया था, लाइक व्हाट वाज योर
Mm.
अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ क्लैट, मतलब आपने कितना टाइम पढ़ाई करी एंड आपका
Mm.
पहला मॉक टेस्ट स्कोर क्या था, बेसिक थिंग्स।
So I started around halfway through 11th standard. I think in August I had started.
ओके।
And my first mock score, I think, was 30 something out of 150.
ओह अच्छा, उस टाइम 150 था,
Mm.
राइट राइट राइट।
150 था.
30 आउट ऑफ, ओ माय गॉड, दैट
Mm.
मस्ट हैव बीन अ शॉकर,
Mm.
राइट? एंड
So
व्हाट इज
I
द
think
क्लैट 24 स्कोर देन?
102.25 out of
And that's out of
120.
120, oh my god,
Mm.
outstanding।
I think
Okay,
118 because two questions.
118, right,
Yeah.
so carry on।
Mm. So I
Yeah,
think for any CLAT 25 aspirants, I think what your scores are right now will not define next day what you do on the day of the paper. I think initial mock scores, you should not get very demotivated by it.
दैट्स इम्पोर्टेंट। एंड ऑल्सो मतलब जैसे एक बार तो जो हमारा स्कोर आता है, चाहे हमें कोई भी बोलते हैं कि यू शुड नॉट गेट डिमोटिवेटेड, एक बार तो लगता है
Hmm.
कि यार मतलब
हाँ.
विल बी एबल टू इम्प्रूव टू अ लेवल जहां पर, जैसे व्हेन
Hmm.
यू गॉट 30 यू वुड नॉट हैव इमेजिन्ड एट दैट टाइम कि मैं कभी 100 स्कोर कर सकती
Hmm.
हूँ, है ना? इवन
हाँ.
दो द पेपर वाज इजी, बट लाइक ओनली 15 people scored better than you in out of 1 lakh people who filled the form. So that would have been
Hmm.
like a kind of dream come true type of thing.
Hmm.
तो हाउ व्हाट इज योर जर्नी? आई मीन क्या ऐसे टॉपिक्स या क्या क्या ऐसे
Hmm.
सेक्शंस थे which were a struggle for you, but then you somehow overcame them? A lot of people would like to know about them.
So I think current affairs in the beginning I struggled a lot because newspaper reading or ऐसा being aware in school we don't have. It is something new when you
Correct.
start preparing for competitive exams. Initially, I think many mocks have not attempt current affairs or attempt 1, 2. I think some
Okay.
mocks have gotten minus 0.25 also.
ओके, राइट। तो मतलब
But I
उसके
think
बाद
if
में
you
भी
are,
आपने इतना अच्छा कर लिया है, मतलब दैट्स ग्रेट टू सी आस्था।
so I think in the this year's paper, I think I got 23 in GK section this time.
हाँ,
So I think if you are consistent with compendiums, newspaper reading, then it's easy to score. But I think
करेक्ट।
this year's GK section was very easy, so I should not.
No, but again, like अगर वो easy था तो it was easy for all, right? I mean,
हाँ.
everybody was more or less able to do most of the questions.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
you were also a part of our crash course that we had started, our first batch, कह सकते हैं,
Yes.
our first batch student, and will always
Hmm.
be special to 12 minutes to CLAT. So
Hmm.
I just also want to understand as to what was your experience with 12 minutes to CLAT as well, the way we did our classes over the last 2 months, which you
Yes.
had.
So I think the classes are very crisp and compact. All the important things were covered in short period of time.
Hmm. Right,
And especially for GK, I think like the topics, many topics, but in depth till the point that is needed for the exam, not
right.
too much in detail.
Right. And we created a good blend, right? We created 550,
Yes.
915 blend wherein a lot of topics
Yes,
were
so I think there is
actually.
more structure to the day. So if you're doing self-study, then many times it becomes difficult to form a timetable and stick to it. But joining a class, it is much easier.
सही बात है, वो सेम टाइम पर होती है and then you have to go.
हाँ.
So
हाँ, and I
that's
think
good.
you see other children के messages also on the live chat. तो ऐसा वो loneliness वाला feeling
हाँ
थोड़ा
हाँ, सही बात है।
कम हो
अभी तो
जाता है.
रिसेंटली अभी we were reading right before this interview I was taking a
हम्म.
class, and WHO ने एक बहुत grave वो बताया, there's a grave condition, a health condition that can happen, which is
हम्म.
loneliness, which is no बीमारी,
हम्म.
मतलब it's actually a major point, and
हम्म.
a lot of CLAT aspirants are preparing online have this issue,
हम्म.
right? तो
And I had purchased
yeah,
the,
yeah, tell me।
the offline mock test series also. So
Okay,
I think that was also very helpful because I think if you're solving the mocks online, then just clicking the
right.
option is very fast. But our exam is OMR based, so that takes, I think, a lot of time.
OMR filling is an experience again.
Mm.
Correct.
And I know I have some friends like they solved the question correctly on the question paper, but they didn't mark it in the OMR sheet. So then
Oh,
there you lose marks. No?
right, right, definitely. So how many questions, sorry, how many mock tests did you solve during the last year, अगर जनवरी से बात करें till 23 December तक?
So I was attempting one a week till I think October, and
Okay.
then two, three a week. So more than 50, most probably.
That's good. I mean, that's a good number. I
Hmm.
mean, it's more than 50 actually.
Hmm.
अगर आप 2-3 बार में करो, it's almost 80. I'm assuming.
हाँ.
So that's a good number actually. मतलब और फिर आपका
Hmm.
मॉक टेस्ट में अभी तक हाईएस्ट स्कोर क्या आया था? अगर आपने, I'm sure कई जगह से मॉक
Um,
टेस्ट करे होंगे. What was the highest score overall?
I think I don't think I crossed 100 in the mock test, but 98, 99. Yeah.
अच्छा 1999 आपका एक बार आ गया था.
Hmm.
So guys, I think this is
हाँ.
another inspiration. मतलब जिसने 30 से स्टार्ट किया था, that was out of 150. So she reached
Hmm.
about 98, 99. She's saying out of 120. So that's like a big,
Hmm.
big improvement. तो आस्था
Hmm.
इसमें एग्जाम में देखो दो तीन चीजें काफी इंप्रूवमेंट मांगती है. पहला तो आपका
Hmm.
रीडिंग स्किल एंड स्पीड है ना, एंड दैट
हाँ.
समथिंग जो डिसेंट होता है बिकॉज मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स जो
Hmm.
एग्जाम देते हैं देयर फ्रॉम इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल्स या फिर, लेकिन
Hmm.
इवन दो इंग्लिश मीडियम स्कूल में हमें तेज रीड करना नहीं सिखाते है ना. वी आर
Hmm.
टॉट, चलो ठीक है हम इंग्लिश में थोड़ा बहुत बात कर सकते हैं, हम लोग थोड़ा बहुत लिख
Hmm.
सकते हैं, बट हाउ डू वी रीड दोज डिफिकल्ट एडिटोरियल्स एंड ऑल. तो व्हाट डिड यू डू
Hmm.
पर्टिकुलरली अबाउट द रीडिंग पार्ट?
So I think immediately starting with editorials becomes a little difficult because it's much higher level English than we are used to.
हाँ.
Like school also is still 12th standard level or 11th if you're preparing early. So I think if you begin by reading fiction or anything that is interesting to you, and in that building reading speed, and then moving on to editorial, newspaper, or any websites.
That's I think a fair advice for everybody कि मतलब आपको तो अच्छा लगे पढ़ो, लेकिन पढ़ो, पढ़ना important है. So I'm sure
But
you would read something every day, right?
yes,
एंड उसके अलावा आप मतलब कैसे अपने सब्जेक्ट्स को शेड्यूल करते थे कि आज मुझे क्या पढ़ना
so
है, आज मुझे क्या करना है?
GK I would do every day reading newspaper compendiums because I think every day if you don't cover then वो backlog will get become very
करेक्ट.
difficult.
करेक्ट.
And other sections usually I practice on weekends because during the day वो school और सब का थोड़ा difficult होता था.
तो फिर आस्था, आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क दिस, अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल हैव दिस इशू कि हम 12th के साथ नहीं मैनेज कर पाते क्योंकि स्कूल वाले बोल
हाँ
रहे हैं कि ये भी पढ़ लो, है ना, वो भी करना है, रोज
हाँ
स्कूल आना है, एंड देन यू हैव योर क्लैट आल्सो. तो
हाँ
हाउ डिड यू मैनेज दैट?
हाँ. So I think starting early really helps. Like if for 25 you start now, when you're only halfway through 11th, you have a lot of time, about 1 year to prepare. And I think the if you get a summer holiday between 11th to 12th, that you should use very judiciously. I think that was when my scores went up a lot
या
because then
आई मीन
full day you're at
दिस
home,
अ
you can
वेरी गुड
practice very
एडवाइस
well.
एक्चुअली. मतलब ये कि 11th की जो छुट्टियां होंगी, चाहे वो 20-25 दिन की
Hmm.
हो या 15-20 दिन की हो, यूज दैट वेरी जुडिशियसली.
हाँ हाँ because 15-20 दिन में also you can get a lot of work done.
करेक्ट. I mean
And I
that's
think
yeah, please
hmm.
tell.
Sorry, I think maths, the QT section also makes a big difference in scores, I think. Like
Did
I
you
was
also
able
get
to
a
score
12 on
full
12 with
12.
maths?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, a lot of people did this time because it was very easy.
Hmm. Huh.
Exactly.
But I think that makes a lot of difference in score because the three reading sections more or less same score आता है, but QT can push your score up by a lot.
या क्यूटी एंड करंट अफेयर्स, वैसे इस साल का करंट अफेयर्स तो नहीं, बट जनरली करंट अफेयर्स.
हाँ.
या
Hmm.
तो मतलब मैथ्स में मैं पूरे साल जेन्युइनली, आप यू वुड सी अगर आपने मेरी वीडियोस देखी होंगी, मैं हमेशा ही बोलता रहता था कि मैथ्स मत
हाँ.
छोड़ो, मत छोड़ो, थोड़ा सा ही मैथ्स है,
हाँ.
डू इट बिकॉज
हाँ.
इफ इट्स इजी पीपल वुड डू इट लाइक यू डिड इट,
Hmm.
है ना. अगर आप
Yeah.
बिल्कुल छोड़ के जाओगे, यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू दोज इजी
Hmm.
क्वेश्चंस आल्सो एट टाइम्स.
Yes.
आई मीन दैट्स अ फेयर एडवाइस. तो गाइस ये सुन लेना ध्यान से, ये
Hmm.
बात आस्था भी कह रही है, मेरी बात नहीं समझ में आ रही तो आस्था की बात सुन लो, so that she is able to kind of communicate it to you that she did it and she like that's why
Hmm.
she was able to make it.
Hmm.
मुझे आपको भी आता है, आई थिंक ऐसा लगता होगा कि पीपल जनरली मतलब जिनका क्लैट रहता है, कभी कभी तो चलो ठीक है, लक वाज नॉट ऑन आवर साइड ऑन दैट डे, बट
Hmm.
इट्स थोड़ा सा हमारी तरफ से भी थोड़ी सी वो गलतियां, जैसे मैथ्स ना करना, इनफ
हाँ,
प्रैक्टिस
so
ना
I think
करना.
luck we cannot control, but your
करेक्ट.
mindset on the exam day I think makes a lot of difference.
दैट्स ट्रू.
Like on 3rd December, I didn't do anything. I only went for the exam. But when I was going into the center, people as a last minute GK notes or वो सब. I think that is not something you should
तो
do.
जब आप एग्जाम में 24 में वहां पर गए एंड 2 o'clock when you given the paper, you realize, you must have
Hmm.
realized within half an hour कि ये कुछ अलग आ गया है. This is not
हाँ.
something the level of my mock test. This is not
Hmm.
very difficult. This is, and कभी
Hmm.
कभी क्या होता है कि जब इतना ज्यादा कुछ आसान आता है तो लगता है कि ये मुझे तो गलत नहीं लग रहा
Hmm.
है, मतलब ये आसान सच में है,
हाँ.
मुझे लग रहा है. तो
Hmm.
what was that feeling and how did you deal with that, because a lot of people succumbed under that pressure also.
Hmm. So I usually do legal section first in the marks. So the when I saw the first passage was very easy, I was a little surprised because normally mock test में legal बहुत hard है और here
हाँ,
this time I think there was six questions per passage.
correct.
Normally there are 4 or 5. So even though it was 32 questions overall, I think there were only 5 passages,
Okay.
which is quite less compared to earlier when there were 8 passages in legal.
हाँ, हाँ, हाँ.
So
That's right.
that I thought was weird. And then GK also, so first I read the questions and then questions were a little weird. Then I went back and read the passage and सारे answers passage में ही थे. So
हाँ, ये
that was
रूल बहुत
also
वियर्ड है. काफी सारे स्टूडेंट्स ने बाद में ये भी
हाँ
बताया कि मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम वी डिड नॉट रीड करंट अफेयर्स के पैसेजेस बिकॉज आंसर तो
हाँ
डायरेक्टली देखकर ही करना है. एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे
हाँ
आल्सो स्कोर्ड लो बिकॉज वो पढ़ नहीं पाए
हम्म
वहां पे,
हाँ.
है ना.
Like I think the Israel Palestine wala, the all the answers were in the passage only.
राइट, राइट.
Hmm.
एंड दैट इज व्हाई मतलब वो काफी सारे स्टूडेंट्स शायद वहां पर भी लैग करे, बट इट्स वेरी स्मार्ट ऑफ यू कि
Hmm.
डिस्पाइट सॉल्विंग
Hmm.
अ लॉट ऑफ मॉक टेस्ट यू डिड नॉट टेक इट फॉर ग्रांटेड एंड ऑब्वियसली लाइक डिड इट ऑन इट्स मेरिट कि एक
Hmm.
बार देख लेते हैं.
Hmm.
दैट्स वेरी
हाँ.
स्मार्ट एक्चुअली. बट एग्जाम में आई एम श्योर एक बार तो ऐसा लगा होगा कि हो क्या रहा है, मतलब व्हाट इज दिस हैपनिंग, बिकॉज
Hmm.
एक भी मॉक टेस्ट वैसा नहीं किया था. राइट. तो
हाँ.
मतलब ऐसा कुछ लगा कि कुछ गलत कर रही हो मैं, या फिर मतलब आपको लगा कि चलो ठीक है लेट इट गो, फ्लो के साथ चलने दो टाइप्स.
So I thought time I should adjust thoda because normally in mock test you have to go faster to finish everything. But here when
हाँ,
there are less passages, I thought I should take more time per section.
करेक्ट.
QT also I think it was on the easier side, but
हाँ,
to frame all the data took some time to make the table and
हाँ,
because it
करेक्ट.
was 6 questions per set, they gave lot of data I think.
I think that's a very
Hmm.
smart move. So guys, ये Aastha what she's trying to say here is कि when she saw कि paper में passages कम हैं as compared to her mock tests, when she saw कि paper comparatively छोटा है, उन्होंने उसी टाइम वो एडजस्टमेंट करके अपने पर पैसेज के टाइम को बढ़ा दिया वहीं पे कि ना मेरे पास ज्यादा टाइम है, मेरे पास ज्यादा सोचने का टाइम है, आई विल बी वेरी काम एंड डू इट
Hmm.
प्रॉपरली. दैट्स वेरी स्मार्ट
Hmm.
ऑफ यू टू थिंक कि सबके लिए पेपर बराबर है ना. ये हमने आई थिंक
Hmm.
एग्जाम से पहले भी अपने क्लास में लास्ट क्लास में डिस्कशन किया था, इफ यू वर
Hmm.
देयर, कि पेपर सबके लिए सेम आएगा तो भाई बैठे रहना पेपर
हाँ.
में 2 घंटे तक.
हाँ, क्योंकि
तो
अगर पेपर बहुत हार्ड है और बहुत इजी है, सेम फॉर एवरीवन.
okay, so Asa, you would also know that we are also starting a batch for CLAT 25 aspirant. In fact, we have just started it. And based on your
Hmm.
experience of CLAT 24 with us, the first batch student as you were,
Hmm.
so what would be your advice to the students as to how this batch can also help them?
I think starting in 11th is a very good idea because you get full 1 year to prepare. And when you're in 12th, if there's any school ka exam, annual day, any other event that prevents you from preparing for CLAT, you won't fall behind so much.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
even
Yeah, tell me.
yeah, so current affairs also, if you start from now, from Jan till December, everything you can cover. So in CLAT 25, if there's anything that is from the beginning of the year, then that will give you an edge because you will know those current affairs.
That's actually a helpful advice. आपने भी यही बताया था कि आपने 11th में और 11th की छुट्टियों में ही सबसे ज्यादा कवर किया था, and then things became
हाँ.
slightly better and easier for you.
Hmm.
You know?
हाँ.
Yeah, that's right. And then you revised everything in those 2 months with us, and you could say
हाँ.
made it to NLS now. So I'm pretty sure you will do NLS, or
Hmm.
what was your first preference?
NLS only.
NLS. So did you connect with other people who
Hmm.
got this NLS wala rank so far?
Yeah, so we made a WhatsApp group now.
Oh, already? Oh my God.
हाँ.
That's
Hmm.
nice. So उसमें क्या बातें चल रही है अभी,
Hmm.
मतलब you guys are like what are
अभी
you guys
just
discussing?
introducing ourselves there.
अच्छा, अच्छा, अच्छा. सही है. अभी
Hmm.
तो there's a
Hmm.
lot of time to go to college. I mean there are 6 months.
हाँ.
Use your
So
time
I was seeing
wisely.
the videos and all of NLS online and थोड़ा I'm disappointed कि 6 months I'll have to wait. Hmm.
No, I'm pretty sure that once you go there, you will really wish
Hmm.
कि ये time वापस आ जाए, because NLS will not give you a
Hmm.
breathing space at all. I mean, it's so hectic that you always like
Hmm.
you're
Hmm.
lagging behind something. There's some project, there's assignment submission, there's some test. You're always doing that in
Hmm.
college. So use this 6 months, stay them refreshed, and do whatever you
Hmm.
like generally, and have a very good time here. So thank you so much
Hmm.
for you could say giving your time to us,
Hmm.
Asta. If there is one last message that you would like to give to CLAT 25 aspirant, we'll be very happy to hear from you.
I think take GK seriously from the beginning. When it becomes backlog, it is very difficult to cover.
Yeah, that's something that I would also say as
Hmm.
a GK mentor
Hmm.
or educator. I would also like to say
Hmm.
कि बाद में it gets
Hmm.
very difficult to cover everything. Please
Hmm.
start early, start better, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much, Asta, for your time. It was
Thank
a
you,
very
sir.
useful talk, and I'm
Hmm.
sure a lot of people will take a lot of things from your journey. And guys, feel free to mention your doubts also in the comments. We'll try and take it and send it to Astha also at times, and we'll try and answer your doubts as quickly as possible. Thank you so much, Astha.